It seems like no one can remake the Snow White movie. Why is it that every single time there's a new live action remake of the movie, it just always turns out to be like crap? However, when I saw the poster for Mirror Mirror on my Pinterest, I thought that this movie was going to be awesome. And I had hope. And hope is a dangerous thing when it comes to any Disney movie remake. It's like the more the movie went on, the worse it got. I don't know how else to explain this other than this movie left me confused. And there's no better scene that encapsulates that feeling better than the ballroom scene. So we're gonna watch it, me and you, together. You tell me what you think. Okay, for some background, Mirror Mirror is the live action remake of the movie Snow White, sort of retelling. Right now, where we're at right here, Snow White's just realized that basically the queen, who is her stepmother, is actually evil. She's just come to that realization. There's a prince, obviously. She's met the prince before. Here at the masquerade ball, she puts on a costume and the queen doesn't know that it's her. Snow White's plan right here is to try getting the prince on her side or for the prince to help her overthrow the queen.
Her Majesty the Queen! His Royal Highness the Prince of Valencia!
In folklore, the rabbit is known to use cunning and trickery to outwit his enemies.
Or perhaps you prefer your guests feel out of control and slightly uncomfortable.
Handsome and smart. How confusing.
How confusing indeed. Sorry. I'm just checking up on you right now. Are you good? There's a lot that's been happening already. A lot of cuts. Are you feeling a bit overwhelmed? That's okay. There's more to this. it gets worse.
Hey, kid, scram.
You?
You!
You're here.
I am. I'm here, but you're the prince?
I'm sorry seeing you in this dress has caused me to lose my words.
Well, at least it doesn't cause you to lose your pants. I mean, when I met you first, you weren't wearing pants.
Yes.
Well, at least now you're dressed. Up. Like a bunny?
Sorry. Apparently.
It's so hard for me to watch anything with Army Hammer in it without thinking about the fact that I'm watching Army Hammer.
Are you a cannibal?
No.
Have you ever eaten any human flesh?
No.
There's already just like so many freaking cuts. And I get that they were trying to create tension or whatever. But here's one that I guess I could really break down.
It's a rabbit.
That. We just had 3 cuts of the same movement. Do you know how insane that is? Was there a need for 3 cuts of the exact same 3 cuts of them turning around? It really could have just been just 2 cuts from shot of us seeing the queen turning and then a wide shot maybe to her facing the guy who isn't the prince, and because that's the point of it, right? She's realizing that, oh, this isn't the prince. I'm not dancing with who I thought I was dancing with. There was no need for 3 cuts of like the same movement of them turning around. Like, what are we doing here? I'm so confusing. Like, was there a need for that?
Enemies and cunning.
Oh, okay.
I look like an idiot.
Yes.
Yes, a little bit.
Right. And you see that here, this person is covering Snow White's face, right? So the queen doesn't know that that's Snow White. The queen just sees the prince, but she has no idea who the prince is talking to, right? Fairly simple. Keep that in mind.
So, what are you...
Doing in the palace? I live here. I have for a while, actually. I'm kind of the princess.
What? You didn't tell me that.
Well, you never told me you were a prince.
Well, I feared I looked ridiculous. Said the prince in the bunny hat.
Aren't we supposed to be changing?
Yes, I believe so.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry.
No. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Forgive me.
No. Forgive me.
See, like that. Why couldn't they
Truth
do
is, I
that?
didn't just come here to dance tonight. I need your help.
Anything. I'm at your disposal.
It's the queen. Ever since my father died, she's terrorized the people and
See, oh my gosh, bro. It's just so weird. There's something so unnatural and very like choppy about it. Also, the audio, if we're cutting to the queen, it sounds like the queen can hear what Snow White's saying. But in the other scene after this one, where the queen catches Snow White, she doesn't know what Snow White was saying. But they make it seem like she can hear them, or the other guy, her footman or whatever, can hear them, but they can. So it's just weird. It's like, why was there a need to do that? To change the audio also to make it seem like they can hear her. It's just.
ruin the land. And I would hope that a good-hearted prince like yourself would. I have to go.
Right.
Right away.
Apparently, somehow, the queen saw Snow White, but they don't show the shot. Am I being a fucking nerd about this, guys? Am I being crazy right now, bro? This was just so overwhelming, dude. The shots don't make sense with the narrative. I'm like, what was the editor doing? But then I also want to be like, maybe they had limited footage to work with, where there's someone in front of Snow covering her so the queen couldn't see her. It could have been like that person moves or something. And then we see from the queen's point of view Snow White, but we didn't see that. It was just Snow White looking up and being like, oh, I have to go, and then her running away. I'm so confused.
How confusing.
It takes a while to piece together that, oh, I guess she saw her. As I was saying, I can't blame the editor for maybe not having that footage, but I will blame the editor for basically being very redundant on the storytelling, because it's like there was no need for all of that. You could create tension without overwhelming the audience with all these jump cuts. Create tension and a sense of urgency. You can do that without leaving us as the audience super confused. And don't get me wrong, I think there are a lot of good things in this movie. For example, like the costume design. Crazy costume and set design. You know all the money went into that. It's a visually stunning movie. The actress plays the character of Snow White really, really well. I think that they also do a good job of keeping Snow White's character, like the original character of her being very feminine and soft-spoken and all these things that are important to Snow White's character and stuff. The Seven Dwarfs were also cool. I think that they did that well. You know, some remakes do a lot of strange things when it comes to the Seven Dwarfs and things that just cannot be explained. And that's the thing. It was a movie that's good to look at. Yeah, you have cool VFX and cool CGI and big wardrobe and set design and all this stuff. But what is this movie about? What is the story about? There is none. So you spent $100 million and couldn't get a proper script? Okay, it's literally all spectacle and no story. A far cry from the video that I did last week, 2 weeks ago. I don't know whenever this came out, but the video that I did before. Literally, we're at the complete opposites right now of Dune, where it's like, look at how much money you spent on this, guys. But what's the story about? Cool dress. Yeah, but what's the story? Fight scene. Bring in the fight scene. Which brings us to the big question of this video. Why can no one remake the Snow White movie properly? I'd actually written here on my notes that it's because the original movie is boring. But I changed my mind because after I wrote this down, I actually went to rewatch the 1937 version and I liked it. I thought it was very cozy. It was a bit boring-ish, but I think the story in itself is not boring at all, actually. So then I started thinking, why is it so hard? And I think I got it. It's because y'all be doing too much. The CGI, the VFX, it's too much. Think of the movie Cinderella, right? The live action version. Cinderella did a really good job of staying true and respectful to the original material.
I am Cinderella.
but yet still keeping it interesting enough that we would be entertained throughout the whole thing. You weren't just bombarded with computer generated scenes, making it easier for us to actually focus on the story that's being told. And when there were CGI scenes, it was perfectly aligned with the magical scenes that we know and love from the original movie. Mirror Mirror really just confused me a lot. I had so many questions. Like, why is Julia Roberts' accents always changing?
Use the love potion from before, the one I served to her father.
Why is Army Hammer a dog? And why is he smacking Snow White's butt? Is this a kid's movie or not? This is so confusing.
Confusing? A fine word, a grand word for this situation.
But who knows? Maybe the one that's gonna come out in 2025, maybe it's good. We can't make any rash judgments. I hope it all works out. All right, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate you. Okay, bye.